Hello, my crafty creatures. I've realized that I did not have my camera properly set up. Either of them actually, because after I stream, I sometimes wing my cameras around. So that's what happens sometimes, and that's apparently what happened yesterday at some point. So today, in my never-ending quest to avoid the color 939, we will be doing lots and lots of little fill-in colors. Generally, I don't like to do the fill-in colors on air, but this page has just so many of them that it's just gonna happen. I'm right now finishing up 581. It's a gray-green. I'm also trying to like fill in like this mistake here because it came up 2 lines short. So as I'm working, I'm trying to fill in where I can and fix the mistake. It's just gonna the leaf is gonna be just a little bit wider than originally planned. And up somewhere up here, there's some squished grapes. Ah. So today is the first day off I've had, and mind you, it's only 1 day off. But it's the first day off I've had in a while where I have not had a doctor's appointment. I have not been coming off an overnight. It's truly just a day off. And I gave husband creature the Prius so he could get out of our road, because yesterday on my way to work, there were 2 cars stuck on my hill. One of them was a resident of the hill. And they're like, well, we just can't get up the hill. And I'm like, studs? So they parked their car back in their parking spot, which isn't actually their parking spot. It's somewhere halfway, 3/4 into the middle of the road, which is already narrow. So it makes it very difficult to drive past them. And then the other one was a CRV, which Honda CRVs are very good in the snow. So I don't know why this guy was having a problem. And he backs up and he goes, well, I can't make it up this hill. I don't know as if you can. So I look at him and I go, I have studded snow tires and 20 years experience on this hill. Because, yeah, in November of this year, I'll have lived in my house 20 years. So I hopped in the car, turned off my traction control, put it in power mode. I got up the hill, no problem. And then, this is where I'm kind of an ass, because I don't have very many areas where like I feel righteous justice in being a smarmy bitch. Most of the time when I'm a smarmy bitch, it's because that's what's just coming out of my mouth. This is one of the areas where I'm fully aware of my smarmy bitchiness, and I have no issues with it. Is while I was out on the road, I saw like 1 or 2 sedan hatchbacks. Everything else was a 350 or larger. Most of them were fishtailing and they were stuck. Now, I'm not gonna say, oh, driving in the snow is a skill. It's patience. It's driving slow. It is knowing your vehicle. Because there were points in time where I was going sideways. I wasn't panicking. And mind you, from my house to my work is 1.5 miles. It is not a long ride. There are like 6 turns. Mostly because my house is currently facing where my work is, so I actually have to turn around in a circle to go in the right direction. But if you go slow and you take your time, you too can drive in the snow. I mean, having the right tools and equipment definitely helps. Studded snow tires are not cheap. Tires are not cheap, but where I live and the hill that I live on, it is almost a requirement unless you got friends willing to push you up. But I got to work just fine yesterday. I got home just fine yesterday. And this morning, because husband creature's car, he doesn't have the studs, and I'm like, just take the Prius. I'm not going anywhere today. I'm gonna sit at home. I'm gonna make the stove warm. I'm gonna work on my crochet commissions. I'm gonna organize a little bit, and I'm gonna nap and potato. That's what I'm gonna do today. And I'm enjoying it already. Like I've been picking away at like little colors, and I've been having a grand old time, and it's not something that I get to do very often. So I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity. Okay, I know there's another patch. And sometimes you just got to do that. Like, I could have just been like, no, you gotta figure it out with your own car. Not that I'd ever really do that. But I knew that I did not want to do anything today. And, well, I didn't want to leave the house to do anything today. So I haven't been. I've been fixing my cameras and whatnot because they all forgot that they existed and they weren't talking to the hub. So it's been frustrating in that fashion today. I've gotten, because they weren't telling me that they were charging. Like they've been charging, but they wouldn't turn on because they told me their batteries were low. And I'm like, really? But apparently that's from the cold. They got stuck in the fuck this position, and they didn't unfuck themselves. So I got that all straightened out and working again, and yeah. I've had a very low-key morning, and I'm enjoying it. Great feature. My ads are going to start soon, though, so just be aware. Because it's almost 10 past. Snow keeps blowing off the roof, and it catches the corner of my eye, and it's shiny, so I'm like, oh, sparkles. Almost. The good thing about today and all the small colors I'm doing is I'm going to get a lot of color accomplishments done today. Oh. No, I wanted to get this particular one done before stream started, but we all know sometimes how well that goes, because I have a color run that I'm going to be working on next at 701, 702, 703, and 704. And they fill in the outlines of the leaves, and they fill in a lot of the small bits. It's the small colors bring it all together. And I like doing them towards the end of the page. They're good if I can use them to get to some of the bigger colors, but I like filling in all the blank spots and whatnot. Okay, we have that there. Now we have there. And there we go. And I do have husband creature's car if I so choose to leave. Just chances are very low that that's actually going to happen. Because after stream, I'm probably going to go downstairs, plop my butt in my recliner that I've moved over next to the wood stove, and work on my crochet commissions. I might stay up here a little bit. I like napping up here more. I like napping in my craft room more, but I need to... Taking a nap would require me to organize some shelves so I can get stuff out of my chair. So we'll see. We'll see where my energy is hitting when I get done stream. I think I only have one stitch left in this color. I know it sounds like a lot, but this... all the spots are comfy. Okay. Three, 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay. That seems too much in the green, though. Or in the purple, I should say. This is one of the mess up areas, so I don't want to make it look too weird, but at the same time, I don't want to. I need to at least attempt to fill in the spot. Okay. $581 is complete on this page. Now we're gonna start the color run. So, moving on to the fun goal of today. So, yesterday while I was going, what colors do I want to do to avoid 939? I was going through, and one of the options was I have a color run of green. It's 701, 2, 3, and 4. They're all relatively small colors, but they are a blend. So I was like, nope, we're gonna do some blending today. It's a little bit more awkward with string, but it's actually kind of interesting blending with string. Yes. Oh. No, I was saying earlier, like I'm rebuilt. This gap right here. It will be filled in, and it will be. No one will ever know when he's all done. but this is an error, a count error. So like these two columns up, there's a count error somewhere in there, and I'm not horribly concerned with it because I have enough skill and patience to rebuild it so that you have to look really hard to see the mistake. But currently, since it's what I'm working on, it is very, very visible. I'm excited to get this page done because the next page we start to see Captain Penis's hairline. We get to see the very top. We get to see the very top of his part in the next page. Okay, starting off. 701. Just gotta see where the best spot to start off. Because these colors are all over the place, and they absolutely have a purpose, but sometimes it's just all over the place. And I do have to spend time with the doggos today because they've been moderately okay doggos. When I'm sitting downstairs, I'll make sure to throw Pixie's toy because she's very upset that I don't throw it 27 hours a day. But Ra, there aren't 27 hours in a day. In German Shepherd world, there are 28 hours in every day, and they only sleep for one of those. We are starting up in this area. Yes, it is. That is why that's the only thing I should be doing ever. Is the new thing, the new game I've been playing is how can we make her think about it? Because she's a very smart dog, and I enjoy exercising that gray stuff between her ears because she's gotten kind of lazy in using it because, well, sometimes we just don't we don't. So I've been giving her little puzzles recently, and it's so much fun because she's like, why are you doing this to me? What did I do to you that you put my toy just out of reach and you're just not giving it to me? And it's as simple as like she has to like go up the stairs and pick it up from the stairs instead of, yeah, or there's like a barrier. My favorite is putting like some 5-gallon buckets in her way, and she either has to go around to get it or she has to go over to get it. And she's the kind of dog that generally just goes around it, and it's so funny because every time she goes over, she like she only goes half over, and she's like, "Mom, my butt." I've tried explaining the concept of bills to her, and she She's not a fan. Neither am I. I'm not a fan either, but it's kind of like fat. I, I love the dog videos. You can't eat all the time. You'll get fat. What's fat? When you eat too much. Why doesn't everybody want to be fat? And that, my friends, is where round as a shape came into my thought process, because round is a shape, and I support it. Oh, yeah. I'm guessing you've seen the husky video too? That sounds amazing! And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get much over 100 stitches done today, just because of the nature of the jumping, the blending, paying attention where the fuck I am. That's the hardest part. That's the hard part when you have counting mistakes, is when you get down to like this confetti level that I'm dealing with, is sometimes the spot that you need isn't where it's supposed to be. And you're like, and yeah. You look at it kind of funny for a little bit, you figure it out, you move on. Oh, hello. Yes, almost like a whole new project. I'm honestly, I'm trying to get the projects that I have halfway done off my desk. That's another thing that I could do today, is work on a few of my almost done projects. Like, just so close. So close. I need it to be a little bit more, I need it to be warmer in my house. Due to the cold that Maine has been experiencing, and due to the nature of heating with a wood stove, my house and anything much higher than 60 degrees has not really been happening. So adhesives and paint I haven't been able to use because, well, they need a certain temperature range to dry. My electronics are loving the temperature. My cameras were not loving the sub-zero temperatures though. So that's why I had to and am currently claiming shenanigans with them. I think one of the things I'm going to tackle is my shelves behind me, is so I can have my pretty, because when I moved the shelf, the whole display angle thing changed. So it's not how I want it anymore. Okay, there's that. Yeah, I think this is the smaller of the smallest of the four colors. I think it as the number goes up, it gets incrementally higher. But La 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 la. I'm excited. I have this weekend off, so. But tomorrow's going to be a very long day. I have a staff meeting, so I'll be at work from 1:30 to 11, and then I have Thursday and Friday. I have work and all the fun, all the fun. I have to. Yeah, and staff meeting is after my therapy tomorrow, so. Confetti, where you learn how well you know where you are. I do think I'm going to play with one stencil today because I've picked the fabric. I'm going to be picking like which shade I'm going to be using for the paint, and I'm going to experiment with the stencil today. I know I'm wandering down into territory of whoopsie doodles. Let's see. Don't even think it's there. Where's that? Doo-doo-doo. I'm trying to, like, in here is a lot of where the color that I'm currently working on, the tail end of it was, and it's not because this is where in here is where the count error occurred. Somewhere in this yellow block is where it occurred. I'm closing in on it. Because, yeah, down at the tip here is where it should be, and it's so that's not. Oh wait, no. And then there's that. Okay. This is an awful long stretch, but we're gonna do it. That one not there. That one is. Yeah, it's this blocky yellow right here is there was a mistake somewhere in there, but not taking it out now. But yeah, there was a whole chunk of the color here, and it is no longer in existence. I'm just trying to navigate the best I can with what I got. Just did that one. That's what I'm looking at. What? Down 2 from here. So there's that. Okay, so do some color swapsies. Do that. Actually, I think I've finally reached the area where it messed up. This line right here. I mean, there's a little bit more up here, but yep, I reached it. I found it. Okay. I appreciate Lurky game time, and I hope therapy goes well. Okey-doke. Oh. That. Okay. And I'm trying to like work around the squish. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like I've been trying to where the grapes, like I know where the grapes are lined up properly. I've been trying to work across the way. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like, for example, there are some holes here that match my pattern, but they're supposed to be down here a little bit more. So I've been kind of duplicating. I'm going to put that there so I can... Yes. Magic thread practice. Go. Pixie is very, very concerned with everybody else's business. Especially today. Why, I don't know, but she is very concerned with everybody else's business. she is being the nosy doggy today. Nope. Pocket is being amazing per usual. Amazing has a very broad definition. Okay, there we go. Hey. I say to my residents every night before I leave, you stay out of trouble. And then there are some of them who are particularly mischievous. And I say, if you find good trouble, call me. Because, like, some of the residents I have are just hilarious. They are very impish, I should say. And I definitely appreciate that. We are done. I tell people just don't get caught. Because some of the residents are, they're like, well, what if I don't want to? I'm like, well, then don't get caught. You only get in trouble if you get caught. They all have a good laugh about that. Because it's true. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's what I tell the residents. I'm like, I try not to get in trouble because I don't have that kind of luck. I will always get caught. Now, I can mastermind things. I give ideas to people who don't get caught, and that's where my trouble manifests. But I am never directly involved in the actual trouble itself. Okay, we just got 701 all done on the page. 701 is not a huge color in this project. There's only 754 stitches left of that color, so it's very small. Okay, 702 is the next color. 702. 702. I wouldn't, if I won the lottery, I wouldn't like make a big deal out of it, but there would be signs. I don't know. I'm wondering if 702 can't, is probably not much bigger. But let's see where I want to. It's not, but I'm slowly filling in like this corner here. Oh. You might notice I brush off. Yes, yes. But when I'm brushing off my string, I recognize that it's not. It's because there's dog hair in my string. It's not because it's dusty or I'm trying to clear like crayon or pencil bits. There's dog hair. That's I'm not enacting some ancient cross stitch technique. I have German shedders, and everything I make has some of their love in it. If I ever came into exorbitant amounts of money, I'd pay off all my debt and see how much I had left. I'd invest appropriately, and then I would try to find a nice huge hunk of land. I would build my dream facility on it, and then offer up space for people who just need a break. I didn't realize Mighty was German either. I'm like, kind of jealous. Germany has great healthcare. Yes, that's what my life now consists of, is where can I move that has phenomenal healthcare. Yes, the creature compound. Yeah, I already told Husband Creature if we won the lottery, um, it would be set up in such a fashion that when we claimed it, we wouldn't have to give out our identities, because both of us have family members who are, oh yes. Oh, my apologies. Now I'm even more jealous. Okay, let's see. I love Great Danes, but their life, their lifespan is redonkulously short, so I always feel bad. Well, if not, mhm. I don't have that comfort level yet. That's why people think I'm prissy, is I'm very aloof until I have a good read on you. Um, because I overthink everything and I want to make sure that I'm not going to offend or upset you. So that in the rare cases that I actually unintentionally, because if I'm going to offend or upset you, it's very personalized. Like, I'm the kind of person that I personalize your punishment because I have sat and I've watched and I've been considerate of how people feel about certain things, like how they like things worded, how the communication skills. Like, I sit and I watch and I observe that. So know that if I am offending you and you don't think it's intentional, it's not. Because if I want to offend you, I fucking will. That's all I gotta toss out there into the world about that, is I'm not going out trying to offend people. Because if I'm going to, it's going to be very personalized. I generally get along with everybody. That, my friends, is how we use anxiety so we don't go insane. Is if we're gonna be anxious, we might as well turn it into a useful skill. My useful anxiety skill is observation. And I utilize people pleasing. Like, I'm not always a people pleaser. I acknowledge that most of the time I'm absolutely a people pleaser because I just don't give enough fucks to rock the boat. If I need to rock the boat, it's going to be a very uncomfortable thing for me. If I want to rock the boat, that's a whole nother ballpark. If I want to rock the boat, oh, we will be having rock the boat parties. most of the time, I do not want to make waves. But that does not mean, just because I do not want to, does not mean I do not know how. It's kind of like leadership skills. I have a lot of leadership skills. I prefer passive leading. So I prefer soft power. I prefer people to follow me because they want to and they trust me. Not because I said I'm the boss and that's why. That is my leadership style. And with many people, it works. There are a few people who are like, oh, she's just a doormat. I can do whatever I want. And unfortunately, that's not the case. Mighty is fantastic. It's always good to know people. Like, I actively try to be kind. Being kind doesn't cost anything. Some days it takes a little bit of extra effort, not gonna lie. With people that and no one in current company. But in person, there are people in my life that it is very hard to be kind to. And it takes work. I'm not going to sit here and be like, it doesn't take any work to be nice to people. It does. It takes work. And just breathing and moving through it is how I get through sometimes. Is okay, well, ta-da. But the key to a lot of the things I work with is acceptance. Accepting that not anybody is perfect, that I'm not perfect, and being willing to talk about it, because you can accept that you're not perfect, but also being open and willing to talk about, okay, so I need to improve on this after being called out instead of getting angry. I can't say that I don't get angry after something has happened. But at the same time, I've learned how to manage that gap, because there is always, whether it be milliseconds, whether it be more than milliseconds, seconds, minutes, hours, you have that opportunity to not react. I sometimes will go, I need a second, because I'm a slow processor. I will tell people front face, I am a slow processor. It's what makes me good in emergency situations, because I am doing what needs to be done, and I will process an emergency situation as it needs to be handled. When being a smartass, I am not so good. Sometimes I have zingers, but that also comes from the backlog of interacting with a person. If I have a clap back for you, know that we have interacted enough that I have a reasonable library of what you consider sassy and funny, and what you would consider rude or offensive. I take a lot of pride when I eventually come back with my when I have those moments, but they're few and far between. I'm that person who goes, I could have said this. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I got eye gunkies. There we go. Sleepy seeds is what my mom used to call them. I call them eye gunkies, because that's what they are. They're in my eyes, and they are going. My brain is processing. So there's that. Oh no! Oh no! And I totally get that. I can't express how glad I am that I did not have to get my eyes dilated today. Mind you, it's now February 17th that I have to get them done. But at the same time, I'm just so glad. uh, yeah. February 17th at 7:30 in the morning. So then I'll have enough time after my eye appointment to come home, rest, and then go to work. Because I can't just have solid work schedule. Yeah. Let me see where else this color is. 'Cause I'm working the best that I can. This check mark area of yellow is just like, it's just so messed up. No. No, that's mostly true. I'll give you that. Mhm. I think I have enough left of this color to try to ease my pain somewhere down the line. Mhm. There's literally like 2 stitches off in the ass in middle of nowhere, on the next page down, and I have enough string that I'm filling it in so that when I get down to that page, that I don't have to like do stretching or gymnastics to get 2 stitches. Three and six, a gap of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and right there. So there's a gap of 6. uh, that's still a ways away. I can either find a part-time job with higher pay, which is ultimately the goal, or a job with a flexible schedule. I would love to get a part-time job with that pays higher, but this day and age, and I'd still need benefits, so I need a full-time. Therapeutic penis stitching. Okay, 702 is complete on the page. Next up, 703, because I wasn't kidding. Mm-hmm. And let's be surprised, another shade of green, 703. And just cut. Look at this sweet boy. Look at this sweet boy. He is such a sweet boy. He is nothing like his sister. He is such a sweet boy. Yes, it is shades of green. Gray. Yeah, shades of green. 50 Shades of Green. Though if things are turning green for you, see a doctor. Professional advice from Raw. If it's turning green, that's not good. See a doctor. Unless it's a plant. It's one of the things I'm gonna do after stream is I have dishes and I have dishes to do, and I have to see if the final fish in my fish tank has kicked it, so I can take the fish tank apart and not have to deal with the fish tank anymore. Well, that's between you and your doctor. Ad break in a minute. I'm not even dignifying. You can figure that out. I'm leaving that on your plate. Okay, back up here. I realized I blocked the whole corner of the cross stitch with the dog, but I'm not going down to that. I'm not going down to that area. You know how the English language works. Okay. Let's see. Actually, I can do that. I can make it a Christmas miracle. I said plants can be green. Or plants are supposed to be green. Something like that. That's fair. So when I'm looking funny up in this direction, this is where my chat screen is. So I'm looking at you guys when I'm looking in that direction. My big screen is over here, just off camera, and the camera's right there. I'm working on getting a better arm for this camera right here. It's harder than you would think. It's on its way. It just isn't here yet. Now that I have that going on. I was upset that for my 40th, COVID was still in pretty full swing and I couldn't have a bouncy house. My best friend and I were born a day apart. On our 40th, we wanted to have bouncy house and wine, and we couldn't because fucking COVID. To be fair, I didn't even need the wine. I just wanted the bounce house. That might be one of the signs to show that I won the lottery. Is I have a bounce house. See, again, I am the mastermind. I toss the ideas out into the ether. Yeah, that's fair. Someone's car's upset. Look at him being a good boy. Up, up. Here comes the bitch. The bitch, the bitch, the bitch is back. Hi, Pixie. Hi, Peg. Where are you? I know. You are such a sweet boy. Pig, leave him be. You leave him be. He is being a good boy. Dog break. Yes, he has a table clearing tail. All done. Go. Pixie's has a higher velocity though. Egg. Couche. Pixie, couche. What did I just say, woman? Couche. There. Not sure how much of the commentary you guys can hear, but she groaned as she laid down because them's the rules. Actually done more stitches than I thought I would do today. I've broken 100. And I've almost got my run complete too, so we'll see. We'll see where I go because there are a few colors that, well, they're just all over the place. They are doing a good job of filling in the spots. Start back over here and work over there. We're getting lots of closure today. Lots of little white speckles getting filled in. I can tell you this big spot right here is all 939, which again, been avoiding like the plague. A lot of the bigger spots are 939. And well, I'm saving that one for last because of the count mistake in this zone. Now, I know that the mistake is below that giant spot, so I'm stuck with it. I'm stuck with that, but I'm trying to placate myself to make myself feel better about avoiding a color, even though the color owns my soul on the other project. So. There's that. And every time I complain, husband creature goes, "Oh, but you like block color. You couldn't wait to not." I was like, I couldn't wait to not have to do 13,000 stitches of filament. Neither Call Dance nor Divine Instinct have any filament, and I couldn't be more pleased. Okay, so now we're getting into mistake territory. Okay, so there's the 3. There. 3. 3. 4. And then a gap of 3 down. So 1, 2, that lands right there. I'm going to move it over 1. Moving it over 1, put it there. I can do swap. I'll do swapsies with that one. So I'm actually gonna think. I think I've almost found the spot. Did. So this line right here is one too many. I found the spot where I miscounted. Oh well, you live, you learn. You move on to the next spot. Okay, so. That area is all done. Now I'm going to figure out if there's anything in this area that I can fill in. Not looking, but that area actually has a spot. That one's a bit of a stretch, but oh well. I would be pleased if I got 4.9% today. Just because I've been doing such little. The remainder of this page, other than the color that shall not be named, is just, it's all little stuff now. Just a lot of little stuff. Now, let's see. No, that's too far of a reach. What I have left, too far of a reach. I just hear all the snow falling off the roof. It's warming up just a smidge, just enough. Mind you, I have a black roof, so it doesn't need to be horribly warm to have melting start. Okay. And with this stitch, it is the end of 703. With this page. Now the last color of our run, 704. Actually been a well-paced color run. And I unfortunately, with a heavy heart, have to say that on Thursday, I will probably be tackling 939 on the page. Because a lot of what I have left for smaller colors are only like one stitch. So even if I worked on them, I do not think it would take me 3 hours to get through the smaller colors that I have remaining. So Thursday and Friday are probably going to be 939. That's all I have to say. Back up to this corner. It's a lot of blending over here. Oh. No, I forget. Is this? Is it a loop start? Nope, not a loop start. Sometimes with all all the movement, my my screws get loose. The color that's left surrounding this area is all the same. So I think it's a medium dark green. That would make sense. But goodness. Okay, now we're gonna go down here. This color only has 811 stitches left in this project, so that's probably not gonna. Well, I mean, there's a lot of green in this, but once we get down to the wine pool, it turns into a lot of pinks and yellows. Not pinks and yellows, pinks and purples. Because don't forget, friends, we have all these grapes, and then we have a pool of wine with 2 panthers and a penis in it. Well, the panthers are kind of like fountainheads, but 2 panther heads and a penis. And since I have today off, like generally I'm itching to close out stream so I can go get ready, go clean the house and stuff like that. Since I have today off, I feel very chill. I'm having a very relaxed day. And I'm trying to say it out loud and also bring it in so that I can envelop the feeling. Mhm. So I'm gonna put that half X right there before I wander off, so I know where I am. One of the areas that actually has spots for the color that are supposed to be there. So time to fill it in. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Um, okay, so far this is lined up appropriately. I know we're about to hit the trouble zone though. Mm-hmm. extra line. And then I can go here. Perfectly. I gotta love my brain. At least I found in the section where the extra line is. Yay, pattern recognition. And over here, there's nothing. I don't have to worry about it. Okay. I think once I'm done 704, I'll call it a day. I'm close to done, but once I hit it, I'll know that I've hit my goal for the day. Because today was not a stitch count goal. Mhm. I'm taking the logic in order where I can get it. Mhm. 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 That one. I have 3 stitches left and they're just all over the place. So I'm just gonna do them individually. At least I hope I only have 3 stitches left. I need to zoom out and check. If not, I'll be springing up another bit. Mm. Okay. Okay, we got 704 all done too. Woo! Okay, so we got 5 colors done today. I got a couple more done before I popped on screen, but on screen we got 5 colors done. So closing in on a page finish. I want to thank everybody for the gift of their time. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Drink your water, take your meds. Be kind to yourself without harming others. Be kind to others without harming yourself. I have tomorrow off from streaming, but I will see everybody on Thursday at 9 a.m. for my extra long stream session. I'll also be lurking and kind of potatoing today. So, I love you all. Thank you for the gift of your time. And I will. Oh, wait, I didn't even give any stats. Oh my goodness, I almost left without stats. So, started off today at 4.88. We are up to 4.93, so we broke my little happy goal. I got 219 stitches done. So, today was a pretty good day. I got a lot accomplished. I will be around, but again, just probably potatoing. And if you need me, just drop me a message, and I'll see you on